You got to have a concept. You have a great concept. You guys are doing it, man. And it's an honor for me to just be, a small rock, man, in your mountain. I'm going to pop a top in your honor. Mr. Doc Walker blessed us with his presence and knowledge.
We want to welcome in our next special guest, Haley Skarupa. She's a three-time world champion in women's ice hockey and most recently won Olympic gold with Team USA.
The Cap Stadium Series was definitely my favorite, obviously. I'm a huge Caps fan, I always have been, and to be there at that game with my teammates and for us to bring, our gold medals to there and share it with everyone in this area was really, really special for me, and just the support and it's been tremendous from everyone in this area, and you could feel that there at that game.
Welcome to Sports on the Hill podcast. Hashtag DC Sports Without the Politics with Carol and Robbie on True Radio Network. And Robbie on True Radio Network. And Robbie on True Radio Network. And
Hey everybody. Yeah, exactly. There he goes. Welcome everybody to episode 348 of Sports on the Hill podcast. I'm joined live in the man cave with Tim. We'll swivel back over here and
how you doing, guys?
Yeah, nice to have you back.
Been a while.
Yeah, a big win for the Ravens yesterday that we'll definitely talk about and get into. And yeah, we got DC's People's Champ live as well. How you doing?
Oh, yeah. I'm trying not to get stressed out because the Bengals are being the Bengals. But I like the fact that Washington's offense was able to respond the way that they did after that opening drive touchdown. So, so far so good, but let's see what they can do here.
Yeah, for sure. So we are live watching a couple of different games. There's two Monday Night Football games going on right now. The Buffalo Bills are at halftime. They're up 34-3 over Jacksonville. And we are watching the Commanders play Cincinnati. There was contact with the head there. And
I'm surprised they didn't throw the flag.
Yeah, they did not call it. It looked pretty incidental, and he didn't like the second he realized what was happening, he pulled away. So I think that they gave him some credit for that. It's second and goal. Also,
hard to spot in real time.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I could see that, but yeah, because if he held on, it would have been obvious.
Yeah, exactly. So it's second and goal here. We'll see how the Commanders respond here with Cincinnati in the red zone. They do a running play,
draw play.
Yeah, up to the 10-yard line, and third and goal here. So this could be a potential big stop. I do want to mention the Commanders have already forced Cincinnati to miss a field goal earlier in this quarter, and two good scoring plays from Washington. A rushing touchdown attack continues for Washington, and I believe our quarterback still doesn't have a passing touchdown right on the season. I think that's correct. Yeah, through.
We think tonight though.
Yeah, we'll see. Cincinnati here with third and goal.
That's a false start.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter though.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Good defense.
It looked like they jumped early on the Cincy O line too, but didn't help.
I like that the
Either
NHL.
way,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say either way, it was he tried. That was a dangerous throw by Burrow, double covered on T. Higgins, and luckily it was incomplete because I think if he'd have put that on target, that's going in the other way. Well, that's a duck.
It might have been one of those quarterback throws where, as they're pulling back to make the throw, they know that it could be picked, and they purposely throw it high just to avoid the pick. So it could have been one of those.
Yeah. So scoreboard already spoiled this for me. I knew the field goal was going to be good. That's going to be our biggest danger here is we have a bot in chat that's going to be ahead of both of us.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah,
he's getting the score alert text. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I put the Zoom window over the chat so I don't see it.
All right, that's
Nice.
smart. Yeah. You know what's up then.
And welcome Troy Evans over on Facebook. We got a unified chat over here on Twitch. I can see everybody. Welcome on Tina and Cell Count as well, and everybody else lurking and part of it. And so we're doing.
By the way, big shout out to DeMar Hamlin, a year removed from being removed off the field after having a cardiac episode, got his first career interception tonight on T-Law. And it set up another Buffalo Bills touchdown. So good on that kid to come back from what was almost been 2 years now, almost damn near.
Yeah.
And he finally gets his first career interception, and Bills capitalized on it, scored a touchdown. Bills have scored on their first 4 offensive possessions in this game.
Yeah, this game's over, and I think Jacksonville's season might be over. Sadly for them, it's just hard when you're 0-3, and I'm sure they have some tough games coming up too in the AFC.
Yeah,
so.
the schedule for Jacksonville's schedule is not going to get any easier, and having to have coming off being 0-2 and having to face Buffalo Bills team that looks like they're just world beaters. They're always in contention for the playoffs, and they're showing why. That's why Buffalo was favored in this game.
Yeah, they are. It's in Buffalo. Obviously, a lot of people thought, though, it could be close because usually 0-2 teams play desperate. I mean, how many 0-2 teams won this week or at least got close? It's just if a desperate team shows up, that the NFL has so much parity, you can really beat anybody. Just look at the Panthers yesterday.
Listen. If the Red Rifle, Andy Dalton, go out there and have a couple more games like he had on Sunday, Bryce Young's day as a pro is done. It's done. They're not gonna put it back in because if Andy Dalton go out there and keep balling like he is, Bryce Young done. He's gonna have to sit and watch the rest of the season. His sophomore season is gonna be spent on the bench. Period.
And they might even put him somewhere and he'd be a backup somewhere else. So. I feel bad for him, but he's just been terrible. I mean, you can't justify the results.
All right, Zach wanted to make an appearance on the show, so I'm gonna let him do.
We got an expert guest here.
Yeah, exactly. So he wanted to say hi. So we can say hi.
Hey, buddy.
So we're watching. So
how you doing?
Washington's up 14-10. So Cincinnati just scored a field goal on us. So, but we're still winning. See.
But which team is us?
We're right now.
The team catching it. The team Commanders just caught it.
Yeah, the Commanders just caught it. So they're the white and red team.
That would have been cool if they returned it for a TD.
Yeah, that would have been really cool. So we're playing against a team that looks like Tigers. They're called the Bengals. They're black and orange.
Bengal Tigers.
Well, yeah, they're called the Bengals.
No,
they're from Cincinnati.
They should be called the Tigers.
The Tigers.
Hey, Z-Man, Z-Man, how you liking school so far? What grade you in?
First grade.
Yeah, it's first grade. Yeah.
First grade. Oh, you getting up there? You getting up there now? You in the big kids section now.
Yep.
My son's in the 5th grade.
Wow, that's cool. He's in middle school.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Playing the violin and all that stuff.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Full screen.
Yeah, a good screen move right there.
How long has he been playing the violin?
It's been almost a year now. Because good night, Z. He started playing last year, and he actually joined the school string orchestra last year. They actually had a little recital yesterday that I went to, a little fake on the end around.
Yeah, but that was good. It forces it to like a 3rd and 1, third and short. So
that's what you want.
But yeah, he started doing it last year. It wasn't cheap to get him a violin, by the way, and I paid half.
Oh yeah,
and the lesson.
I don't.
Nobody taught him. He's self-taught.
Oh, okay, that's great.
He's self-taught, plus being in classes for it as well at the school.
Yeah, because the music teacher knows how to play probably.
Yeah. That's the thing about that. So, but he's pretty good at it, and he's doing it again this year. So he's staying dedicated to it, which is great. Oh, that's the first down. A big run by Robinson.
Yeah.
So straight power football.
Troy Evans says hi to you guys both, and Adrian is excited that he's in 1st grade. And so that was a good run by Robinson there to get to a big first down there. About 4 minutes left in the first half here. And also Troy asked, who do I have in this game? I had Cincinnati winning this game. I just felt like
I was the only one who believed in the Commanders to win this game.
yes.
In the whole pick'em thing.
Well, no, in our picks last week on the show.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
Oh, okay. I got
But-
you.
And then I followed through it. I picked the Commanders in both pick'em leagues that I'm in. Oh,
Nice.
there goes Daniels.
Nice. I like the move though. I hate that he gets hit so often, it gets me nervous, but he's doing a good job getting down. That was one of my big pet peeves in previous running quarterbacks was like not
Yeah, he
sliding
probably
at the
knows
right
how to
time.
slide. That's
Yeah.
a key difference.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah, that was smart. Him scrambling and getting some positive yards because it looked like it was like nowhere to go
Yeah.
down the field with that ball.
I don't know, maybe 82 in the seam route. I don't know. He can
Yeah,
possibly kick
82 was there,
Yeah.
but I don't think he saw it.
Yeah, and I don't know if he was there early enough, in the window. So,
is
it's
this
going
a
deep.
touchdown?
Oh my God!
Yeah!
Oh, Scary
Love
Terry,
it.
baby!
Scary Terry.
There it
Big
is.
Big time. Big time. All right.
You see what happens when
Finally
you let that
connected.
man take it down the field. Do you see what happens?
Nice. I love it. I love it. We just haven't seen that chemistry quite yet, Like when it comes, that's why I'm excited. I mean, he didn't have to do it all this year. He just got to develop every week, and he should hopefully be the guy of the future.
Yeah.
So, just smaller, good ball security. That's what I asked for. Just manage the game and then take shots when you can. That was great. It was a good opportunity. Oh, just got it off. He's running in. That was a great play fake, though.
Yeah.
That read option is dangerous, baby.
Yeah, the cameraman
I love that
definitely
fake.
got faked and thought it was going to be the draw, and it was it was a good play.
That's the beauty of the read option. That is the beauty of the read option.
Yeah,
Wow.
if you know
He
what
pulled it
you're
out
doing.
so secret. Like that guy got so fooled on
So
the
the
replay.
key to a good read option is basically on the defense. If they feel it's a read option, they'll have a guy that's called the read guy that'll look at that and see if they see. And the quarterback has to understand what that read option, what that read guy is going to do. If the read guy crashes inward, going towards like the inside run, you pull it and you go outside on him. But if he sees that the read option guy is still standing there waiting, you give it all to the running back.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you play a lot of Madden
Right.
in college football. That you learn about the read option and how to play it properly and whatnot, and you can get a lot of positive yardage and even touchdowns if you read it right. You can read what the defense is going to do in terms of crashing in or holding the outside edge.
Yeah. I miss those days of playing so much Madden and being able to call plays and stuff like that. I haven't played Madden in quite some time. It's probably been over a decade. I'm kind of bummed that they've stopped making them for the Switch. Like I don't even mind if it was
I
like
didn't even know that.
yeah, lower graphics and stuff. I would still get it because they did for a couple of years. Just have like a lower graphic version for like the Nintendo systems, but they kind of did away with that, which is a bummer because that would have been so fun to do like handheld, like on the airplane and stuff. I would have totally been down for that. So at halftime of this Washington game, we're going to talk about a game I watched on an airplane yesterday, which is the Ravens game. We're going to get Tim's thoughts on that as sort of our halftime show here. So we're in the final 2 minutes. We'll be monitoring that. Also, we're watching the Jacksonville just get destroyed. It's right now 34-3. Buffalo just starting the second half here. And we'll see what happens in that game. But
one Jaguars fan.
Yeah, that one Jaguars fan is not happy.
By the way, for anybody like who's looking to get Madden 25, don't because if
I've heard that too.
Yeah, they did an update on the game back on September the 3rd. I don't know what the update was, but it was more geared towards the Madden Ultimate Team thing as opposed to other playing options on the game. But the update caused the superstar, the league mode to get broken to the point where anybody who exported a player from College Football 25 no matter how far you are in the season, if you try to play a game at a random time, doesn't matter when, if there's a cutscene, it freezes and then crashes the game.
That's
And it takes you back to the menu screen. And it's been like that since September 3rd, and they still haven't fixed it yet. It's been almost 3 weeks now.
That's
Wow,
crazy for
that's
a game
great.
that big with
Yeah.
that popular.
Yeah, there's a thread on their message board that's now 33 pages long of people who are wondering when this shit is going to get fixed. And it's been like that for 3 weeks. My player that I got drafted in there played for the Raiders, won Super Bowls. I played 1 year with the Commanders, won them a Super Bowl. Then they wanted to sign me for less money than I wanted, so I ended up going to Miami. And now I'm in my second year in Miami, and I can't even play the divisional round against the Patriots because it keeps freezing. I was able to get past the last game of the season, which because it kept freezing, and I was finally able to finish that one. But now I can't even play the divisional round because it keeps freezing. So yeah, it's bad. But college football is still pretty fun.
Yeah, I have another friend who bought that game because they finally are able to sell it again and use the player likenesses and stuff. And I've heard great things about the like
the road to glory is a lot of fun. My suggestion to you is if you're going to do road to glory, create yourself as a quarterback, because any other position you get taken out at random times for a large period of the game, and you don't get it's hard to get like really good stats and really good XP because of the fact that you're like, especially as a running back. I decided to try it out as a running back just to see how it's going to be like. At one point, what school was I at? I was at Nebraska. I started my college career as a running back at Nebraska. My freshman year, I won the Heisman and we won the national championship. I had the option to go into the transfer portal as a sophomore and go somewhere else, but I said, no, I'm going to stay here. We just won a national championship. Why would I leave? The moment I stay, I had to battle the first 3 weeks just to get back to be the starting running back. I started my sophomore year as RB3. And I'm like, wait, I won the Heisman last year. How am I RB3 when I won the Heisman last year? So I had to do a position battle in the preseason just to get the eight halfback 2. Oh, he was wide open. Jamar Chase. Then after the first game, I had to do another position battle just to get halfback 1, and I stayed there. And then I got demoted again middle of the season out of nowhere. And I'm like, wait, why am I demoted again? Played one game at halfback 2, did another position battle, and I stayed halfback 1 the remainder of the time. And then after we lost the national championship game, I transferred to Michigan.
So real quickly, it's kind of funny in chat. We've got Adrian, our friend, who's a big fan of the Oilers, and the Oilers preseason games happening, and the scorebots letting us know about all those, as well as letting us know about some of these scores and things happening before they happen. That was a pretty good run play, unfortunately, and they get out of bounds with 1:13 left.
And Joe Burrow decided not to make a business decision to get in there and throw himself a little block in there.
Yeah, it was actually a good block.
Yeah. It did help him set the.
It wasn't
edge.
like a crushing block, but it worked.
But like that guy couldn't come up and
and
slow him down, and so let him set the edge and get outside.
Yeah, Joe Burrow, that was a nice little chip block there. Made sure he ended that momentum.
Desperate now because he smells 0-3.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. I like that run blitz. Yeah, good run blitz there.
That'd be funny if that's his actual celebration, the fall down.
Oh my goodness! Now the Flames just scored, so now it's 1-1 tied in that one.
They're going hurry up here. They tempo.
Ooh. But then someone called a timeout.
Washington called timeout.
Okay.
Yeah, Washington called timeout.
It wasn't set.
Yeah. Because if they could hold into a field goal here, it'd be huge, to go up 21-13, I think psychologically.
Yeah. Who gets the ball first, second half?
Washington. We do.
Yeah,
we do. Yeah, Washington doesn't get the ball in the second half.
Oh my goodness, Cover Time Pete is awake when we're on. He's usually taking his nap right now. We usually talk a bit of wrestling in the second hour, but it's good to see you, Cover Time Pete. And I'll do a who is. But yeah, Pete's a good friend who does karaoke streams during the day, and is a big Lincoln Park fan like I am. I haven't really talked about it on stream, but I'm super excited that Lincoln Park is back. They're releasing a new single actually at midnight tonight, which I'm very excited
Oh
about.
yeah, with the new
And
singer.
yeah, and they've already have released one other single and a new album coming. They're doing a worldwide tour, which is very exciting. Oh wow, second effort there by Cincinnati.
Rookie tight end, all junior.
It's in, so you got the first down, but unfortunately he was still inbounds to get it. But I guess that. Oh, why did the
They
clock?
gave him out of bounds.
What?
I think Washington called another timeout. I think they want to preserve time. They want to have one last
No,
No,
that
try
was
to try to.
Cincinnati.
Oh no, that was Cincinnati. Okay.
It just took
Yeah.
forever to show it on the screen.
yeah.
Aikman's old ass.
yeah.
I think I saw during the pregame before the game. It looked like Troy Aikman had a hearing aid in his left ear.
He might from all those hits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no bullshit.
Yeah.
LeVar Arrington gave him that hearing aid.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's 34-10 now. I thought it was pretty funny. The Jacksonville guy had a big
Come back.
celebration for getting a big first down on that drive. I'm like, you were still down so
Yeah.
much. Like,
Well, they only
wasn't
need
even a
3 8-point
touchdown. I was
touchdowns.
like,
Yeah.
it wasn't like,
Hey man, he wants those fantasy points for himself.
all right, this is a big,
Key play.
yeah, big play here. 43 seconds left, 1st and 10, and there is another running play. Ooh,
Oh, you got to make that.
they
tackle.
had him, but they let him go. But keep him in bounds. Good play, good play.
And I like what they were trying to do, trying to punch the ball out as well. That's a really smart technique there, to try to punch the ball out, try to force a turnover in this situation.
Yeah.
Jacksonville's coming back.
That would be something.
Yeah.
I can't believe you can find yourself in a 34-10 hole in today's, like, 'cause I feel like there've been lower scores and not that many first half blowouts this season so far. Like,
Yeah.
most of the games have been pretty close.
There's a lot of parity, so it's hard to be losing by 24.
Yeah.
Today's NFL.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Or at one point
they're by more.
31.
Yeah, they're
That's
Well, it's funny because someone in my friend's chat earlier today were saying that they felt that Jacksonville was going to get dog walked today because of the struggles they've had, and I said, no, I think you're right in that assumption. And sure enough, they're getting dog walked right now. Like, holy crap!
Yeah, Troy says that we're playing better tonight than we did last week. I will agree with that. And I said last week for us to even have a chance in this game, we'd have to play much better than we played against the Giants. We'd have to, first of all, get touchdowns, which I'm happy to say that we've done instead of field goals all the time, but also be able to come up with some big stops here and play some good defense. It's they forced a 3rd and 6 here and an errant throw, so we'll see. This is important to hold them here to 3 or
I
to
think one of the differences from last week to this week is the fact that the Commanders are 3 for 3 in the red zone with 3 touchdowns, as opposed to 0 and 6 and 6 field goals.
yeah.
7 field goals.
Oh, that was
7 field goals. You're right.
complete.
Yeah,
Well,
incomplete.
6 of the 7 field goals were in the red zone. The 7
Oh,
was
yeah,
outside the
yeah.
red zone.
Yeah, fair.
They got to kick it. He's staying on the field for some reason.
Oh yeah,
hit the
definitely.
ground.
Oh, that was definitely a drop.
That's big, but it was kind of forced by the defense. I mean, he had to go to the ground. There was too many people there. There wasn't a lot of room. So he's made 1 of 2 tonight. He's made the 28 and missed the 48. I want to say.
Yeah, it was 40 something,
Yeah.
which is a chippy now for this.
31.
Yeah, this is gonna be 31. So this will be an easy one for him.
Can't possibly miss.
Also, scoreboard ruined it, but you know. but
Whatever.
Yeah.
He'll take it. The 8-point lead.
yeah. 22 seconds left.
Yeah, and they get the ball now, but they'll probably.
Yeah, I think Washington, when they get this, they'll probably just kneel it down and just take it to the half, since they know they got the ball in the second half. They'll probably just kneel it down, go to the half, make any adjustments they need to make, and then come out with that opening drive and see what they can do with it.
He said he'll give me a Charizard if I say his name in the next 10 seconds. So Adrian. So yeah, it's funny. Adrian doesn't know this, but before this podcast, I was dressed as a Charizard. I was trying on
I know that.
Halloween outfits. Tim can confirm that. So
he's right.
yeah,
He's right,
so,
folks.
yeah. So I will be wearing.
Robbie, I was telling Tim while you were away. that they're one of the reasons I didn't come there, not because of the drive, because the drive don't bother me, is because of how demonstrative of a fan I am. And I know you have young kids that need to sleep for school, and I didn't want to disturb them. So I was like, let me be in my
Yeah.
own
There's
apartment.
if you feel any better, they're still screaming upstairs and not asleep yet. So,
Jesus Christ.
yeah, so it is what it is. But I put them to bed, 4 out of 5 nights a week. So good luck to Liz. But I do put in my work in that regard. But all right, so we kneel it, and I'm sure we're just gonna go into
Yeah.
halftime here. It would be stupid to do anything
Oh,
else. My dad is joined chat. Go Washington. Welcome on in, Dad. Yeah, well, it's pretty good. Oh, the scoreboard has already said that it is in fact halftime. So, um, um, so yeah, all right, it's now halftime. So let's talk about the Ravens game. So yesterday, it was a travel day. People don't know I did this crazy thing where at 3 in the morning I got up, took some children to go to Texas on Thursday. And sorry, on Friday morning, and we got there at noon, had an awesome family vacation, seeing the family reunion, doing a bunch of different stuff. Then we flew back yesterday afternoon, and what's great is the game started at 3:35, and my takeoff time was at 4 o'clock. I want to say, no, it was at 5 o'clock, so it was 3:35 local time there. So I got to watch some of it while I was while I was catching Pokemon and watching the game live in the airport because I have YouTube TV. And then I got on board at about halftime and got to watch the whole second half of the game sitting in my seat, which was pretty awesome. And just put the Wi-Fi on my laptop and could watch it on that or on my phone when my laptop died. So it was a great game. The Ravens played a tremendous first 3 quarters of that game. And then they kind of fell apart, and they kind of held on by their skin of their teeth in a lot of ways. Tim, what are some of your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great summary. I think the Ravens mostly dominated the game until obviously the last 10 minutes or so. They gave up 3 touchdowns and had to sweat it out at the end. I just think Dallas, they're really not very strong on the defensive line. One of their weaknesses is the run defense, and the Ravens were able to really gash them on the ground. Derrick Henry lives in Texas, and apparently he wasn't really pursued by the Cowboys this offseason, and I feel like he came in extra motivated to show them that he still had a lot left in the tank, and he had a couple of touchdowns and well over 100 yards. So really glad that he was effective in the game, and that was definitely his best game so far in Baltimore. And they really rode him and the run game. Lamar only threw, I think, 3 or 4 passes the entire second half because the Ravens were up. But the most important was to seal the game to Flowers at the end on the last third down. If the Cowboys had stopped him there, they may have came down and at least tied it, if not taken the lead. So I think that took me and most of the Ravens fans off suicide watch for a little bit, because that collapse or near collapse was just crazy. I do understand, the pain of Washington fans now, because the Cowboys get so many calls. Like, it wasn't the main reason that the Cowboys came back in the fourth quarter, but there was a terrible roughing the passer that should not have been called, and that gave the Cowboys their last touchdown, because otherwise they probably would have been stopped on fourth down. So without the missed field goal by Tucker, without the onside kick, it wouldn't have been close at all. But I think as for the Ravens, you love to avoid 0-3, win the game, but it didn't feel like obviously a great win because of how it ended. And I think that clearly the Ravens, they have a problem closing games. And really, I mean, they're ahead in pretty much every fourth quarter, it seems like, and they win most of the games, but they do blow way too many and it's just kind of nerve-wracking as a fan because it's some kind of mental block, but you'll take the win, and then next week they play Buffalo at home, which is looking very tough. But
In Baltimore, you said?
it's in Baltimore,
Yeah.
so that'll help. And
Yeah.
the Ravens
Tim,
really
I-
need that one too, but
Tim,
obviously, I mean, the Cowboys are not a great team, but they were also desperate. They wanted to show their home fans that they weren't going to lose 3 in a row at home. They weren't going to get dominated again physically, but it is what it is. So, like I
Tim,
said,
I have to ask you this. I have to ask you this because I watched the game also myself. Do you? I said this to myself when I watched it. I said it seems like Baltimore is playing to not lose instead of playing to win. Would you agree with that assessment?
yeah, up until, well, yeah, in the fourth quarter, because I think they really do look dominant at times, but they take their foot off the gas, and I think a lot of it is coaching, but they just don't play as aggressive, especially on defense. They lay back, and the other team is going to pass, and they still give up a lot of yards and touchdowns. So I agree, it's some kind of prevent defense. Just they need to just continue to play aggressive and
I
angry.
think that is just their offense kept sputtering down the stretch. Like the running game was working earlier, but I felt like Dallas finally like figured out a scheme to stop it, and I felt like at that point maybe you start to throw it a little bit more to make them have to move off of that run. And I think that they just assumed that they were going to run out the clock towards the last 3 minutes of the game, and I just didn't feel like he had enough pass attempts on first and second down, which I normally wouldn't want him doing that, but I feel like they had kind of figured out the run game in some ways, and so
Yeah, I mean,
just to extend some of the drives a little bit longer.
3 passes and a half, even if you're up, is kind of crazy. I mean,
Yeah,
you gotta
exactly.
have that being
And I'm
said-
usually the other way. Like we're usually
Yeah.
as a Commanders fan, like we're passing too much, and I want us to
but
run
it's
more.
not working.
But like,
So
you
Speaking
have to
of
run
the
well.
Commanders passing, Jaden Daniels went 7 of 8 for 139 yards in the first half with that rushing touchdown.
Wow. So still doesn't have the passing touch, but he's using the passing game to basically set up everything, and then rushing game to
it's
score,
working,
and it's
though.
working. So I love it. It's the smallest windows to throw into in this part of the field, and
like how
so
they keep showing that guy.
and so like why take a risk when it's the smallest windows? Like he's just managing the game well in that regard. So
Absolutely.
I was happy to see that.
I was happy for Derrick Henry, especially because of the fact that I have him on one of my fantasy teams, and he absolutely tore Dallas a new one, which was awesome to see. That one run for that touchdown was absolutely amazing, and it showed like the Derrick Henry of old, with the breaking of the tackles and things of that nature. It was just really great to see Derrick Henry show that he's still one of the top running backs in the whole league, with that performance on Sunday against Dallas. That was really well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, you heard a lot of chatter. Maybe he didn't have a lot left, but I think he definitely does. And it's not always going to be that type of game where he's going to get a lot of touches. It should be most games, but kind of like Robbie was saying, they just decided to pound the run game in the second half, and he wears people out. And he had a great stiff arm too, where he just took this cowboy down with, one arm, just like, get off me. So that was great to see. And I think we can all agree. I mean, Cowboys fans, they're freaking out, and it's just great. Everyone's happy who's not a Cowboys fan today. Like, just they're overreacting, but you got to enjoy it.
Oh, I didn't realize Adrian had gotten COVID too. I know his wife had, so that sucks. I'm sorry, man. I hope that you feel better.
Yeah, get better for the party.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that sucks. I know a lot of people had it. I know Zara.
Is she negative?
She was negative. We just tested her again, and she had gotten exposed at her school, possibly to COVID, and we were scared she had a sore throat on Thursday night at like 9 o'clock at night. I was like, I don't know if we're doing this in like 6 hours, and we ended up going for it, and she was fine the whole trip, so I'm happy we went. But there's a lot of stuff going around right now, colds and COVID and all that sort of stuff, and And Troy's asking, did we kick off the ball to start? Yeah, I believe we received the ball in the second half. I believe we kicked off. So
The
yeah.
Commanders did kick off because Cincinnati went down the field and had that Jamar Chase 41-yard
Right.
touchdown
That's
pass in the
exactly
opening
right. I was
in the
like,
opening
Yeah, that was the
drive.
first drive of the game.
yeah, I
Yeah.
was a little bummed about that. I honestly thought it set a terrible tone for the game. I was like, that's not a good way to start the game. So I'm happy to see
That's what I
that.
was telling Tim. I said, if it's gonna be this type of game, I'm gonna skip this podcast and go to bed.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
reminds me of yesterday the Giants beat the Browns, but the Browns started out amazingly because the Giants fumbled the opening kickoff. Very next play, Browns throw a long touchdown to Amari Cooper. And that was basically the only highlight of the game for them.
Yeah.
And then somehow the
Browns
Giants
are terrible. They're terrible.
I know.
That's so wild.
And they beat the Jaguars. So what does that say about the Jaguars?
I know. But I mean, just overall, yeah, I'm surprised the Jaguars were this bad because they
Yeah,
were
that's
so,
not a good sign.
yeah, they were so much better a couple of years ago. It's surprising.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, even last
New York Giants fans have got to be feeling sick. The fact that Saquon went to their division rival and is balling out.
yeah,
They got to be sick right now.
especially when they rush it with him. His catching ability has been suspect in a couple of the weeks.
Yeah, he
for
dropped
sure. He
one
dropped a really big
that
important
caused the
one that cost
loss.
him the game. The
But
week before.
didn't he have a long reception yesterday?
I think maybe, but
He did.
Yeah. So
but he's still, I think, more effective in the run game than
I
with
just
the.
can't wait for that game. He's going to play in New York.
Oh
'cause
god,
he's going to get
he's
booed.
gonna
Oh,
do-
he's going to rip
Gonna
them
crush
apart, and I'm going to continue to remind, hey, New York Giants fans out there listening, including one we all know who he is.
Yeah.
Y'all got fleeced by Daniel Jones. Deal with it.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
true. It's true. But then I'm surprised that they came back and looked pretty good against the Browns. So like, I don't.
Yeah, they
there's-
have hope, but I think Dallas is probably going to crush them Thursday because Dallas is angry.
Right,
But we'll-
probably.
we'll see.
We'll see. We don't
You
know.
guys would be happy if
Yeah,
the Giants win again, I'm sure.
yeah, that would be
I'd
better.
rather have Dallas 1-3 than
Yeah, for sure. I will.
New York's
I will
really
always
a
root for
threat.
the Giants over the Cowboys.
anybody over the Cowboys.
Yeah, exactly. So, one last mention of the Cowboys game, and then we'll move on from it. I can't believe they called onside kick and got it. Like that
Yeah,
was
because
so.
now you can't surprise people, which is another stupid rule. I wish it
Yeah.
would be a surprise again.
Yeah,
Because
that.
in college, it's still a surprise, and you see some really cool ones that, like the kicker gets his own kick because it's complete shock. And
Yeah,
remember the Super Bowl where Sean Payton called the onside kick at the end,
Yeah.
beginning of the third quarter. Saints get it; they win the Super Bowl. I mean, that can't happen anymore, probably. 'cause-
I was literally just going live for the podcast when they hit that onside kick, and it didn't go 10 yards, but because a Raven player touched it, it was live, and they picked it up, and I said, "Oh shit, are they about to collapse?" And it looked like they were about to collapse, but they managed to pull it together in the end. But man, oh man, did they give the Cowboys and their delusional fans hope?
Yeah, and in some cases it's almost better because they not only got killed and like their fans lost hope in the first half, then they got the hope back at the end and then crushed.
yeah. No, I loved it.
And
There was so
also-
many excited
yeah.
Cowboys fans, and it was funny to be on a flight yesterday from Texas to Baltimore while
Yeah,
we're
'cause it's a
doing
good
it.
mix of
So it was a
fans.
mix of fans all watching
Yeah.
the game, and there's all these Baltimore fans. And one guy I thought was a Cowboys fan, but then he like cheered at the end. I was like, oh, he's
Yeah.
a Ravens
Maybe he
fan.
was
So,
hate watching.
yeah. Well, it was funny on the way down. We had a flight attendant who was a Commanders fan, and she was talking trash. She said, "Make sure all the Cowboys fans sit in the lavatories for the rest of the flight or something like."
Yeah, put them all in the middle.
Yeah, no,
Near the-
she said
near the
put,
bathroom.
no, she said put them in the bathroom. Is what she said, and they're like, "Hey, that's kind of harsh." I was like, "That's hilarious." Yeah, props
What
to her.
airline?
Southwest
Oh,
Airlines.
yeah, they don't care.
Yeah, they don't care. They're pretty hilarious.
they're
So-
lax over there.
And welcome in Kane. Kane Ash is a music streamer. It is must be crazy o'clock there because he's in
right, here we
England.
go,
England.
folks.
So we've got a kickoff here in the second half.
Well, if he's in England, it's
Yeah,
2 a.m. there.
5 a.m.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
almost 3 a.m. there.
Yeah, exactly. So welcome on in.
That's
Yeah.
dedication, though. If you love the game,
Yeah,
or you just
I love that Cover Time Pete and Kane are
Insomnia.
both in chat. They're both usually sleeping during it. He's coming up on 3. Yeah, no, it's we're watching a live football game. And big run. Come on, come on, come on,
Oh, come on, baby.
go. Oh,
Oh my goodness, what
big
a
run.
return.
Love that.
Austin Eckler is just paying
Eckler,
dividends for this
oh.
team, bro.
This is exciting. All right, so big run
That's
back
why
here.
you let your
Um,
RB1 take kicks back.
yeah, yeah. So we haven't had a good kick returner in a long time. So he runs it all the way back to the 30 opponent's 30-yard line. So it's a 70-yard kick off return or something like that. It's I'll get the exact yardage in a second, but wonderful
62 yards. That was
62
62 yards.
Yeah, wow.
So it's inside the 35 at the 33.
Yep.
Start.
All right, and they go to Robinson there to keep on running. And a great start here to the second half. We are up 21-13. Cincinnati's trying to avoid going down 0-3. We're in Cincinnati, so it's a tough place to play. In the other game, it's 37 now. I think
Yeah, 37-10, end of the third quarter.
Yeah, it's a brutal
Jacksonville's in the
driver's
red
seat, though.
zone. In the driver's seat of
Yeah.
losing off a cliff.
Yeah.
Of a car going off a sharp cliff.
Yeah. All right.
On the jet sweep.
First down. No.
Short, but that was still a nice little pass there, a little short range pass.
Good little Tom Brady dink and dunk.
Right. That was so weird listening to Tom Brady call your game yesterday.
I'm not a fan of Tom Brady on.
Yeah.
He might get better. He's not terrible.
Yeah, he was not.
But
he was not great.
I didn't like him.
He didn't give me any additional information that I didn't.
No, he was just like, I'm friends with this guy. And I'm friends with them. Like, yeah, because you played with half of them.
Yeah, exactly.
You played way too long.
Yeah, he's like, I was better at throwing to that guy than he is. I think he said at one point. So
it's like, yeah, you're better than these quarterbacks.
Oh, look at this! Look at this! Look at this! Look at this!
It's a big hit though at the end, but I like the play. I like taking a chance, but
not the hit.
Not the hit at the end, you know.
17 games.
Yeah,
it's hard to take them.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to take some, and it's a good play, especially on a third down where you need to get that one. So
you're gonna get hit, get the first.
Yeah, so I appreciate him, and going down, so he's not like taking too much of a brunt of a hit.
Yeah.
So they're starting here on the 21-yard line, 1st and 10, 13 minutes left in the third quarter. So we'll keep it here. And at another option play, but this time the running back takes it as a 2-yard gain there. Okay, before I know that you're leaving in a little bit, Tim. So before we do, I just want to get your thoughts on the Orioles. I'm going to pull up their schedule here. 'Cause they've playing some pretty good ball, but
good enough for the wild card, not good enough for the.
Okay, empty backfield shotgun, 2 receivers right, 3 to the left.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
good. So you know they're throwing unless it's going to be a QB draw.
Yeah.
Since he thought they was going to come, but they're only bringing 4.
Ooh, but they did not contain it. Oh,
gets away.
Yeah, gets a 1-yard gain. Yes, it'll be 3rd and long. So yeah, now they find themselves 6 games back because the Yankees have been on a tear. They're 8-2 in their last 10, and Baltimore is 7-3. But at this point, they're in.
Yeah, they're
the lead
top
of the wild card by 4 games with Detroit and Kansas City both 4 games back, and then Minnesota's.
Oh, penalty on the defense! Illegal hands to the face.
Auto first down.
Oh, interesting. Where was the penalty?
Somewhere downfield, he probably.
Right
hands.
there.
Yeah,
there it is.
I mean, and it slowed down McLaurin. He could have gotten
messed up the route.
Yeah, it messed up the route big time. All right.
All right, shotgun. Twins right. Twins left.
Yeah. So I'm trying not to look.
Yeah. All right. Good play.
Get the Eckler.
So
that's about 4.
Even though finally Jacksonville's in the red zone on ESPN, they're showing this game in split screen because they're like, it's so dumb.
Yeah, this game's so bad.
They're like this.
Fall asleep.
They're doing like the Rock. They're doing like the Rock said in the promos, like, I'm going to take a leak. This guy sucks, or in this case, this team sucks.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
that's ahead, so
Yeah.
technically we're seeing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they messed up our sync.
Yeah, they messed up our thing, so I'm gonna pretend that I don't know things, but
Back to pass. Looking, still
Got
looking.
so close to getting.
Oh, he got a first down though. He got the first down though.
It came out.
I know. So it's funny on the split screen, there are 4 plays in front of us. Like,
That's great.
yeah, I'm like, screw you guys. But I shouldn't even care about the other game, but I do. So anyway, we'll watch it, the live version of this.
Robinson's not going to get in. He's not in. Again, I think this is the spot right here. Play action, rollout. Jay Daniels throws his first touchdown right here, I think.
We'll see. We'll see. Damn thing for spoiling things. Come on.
Well, you gotta go play action, roll out, and someone get open, like Sinat or somebody like that. He needs to get open for a touchdown pass here. He's got to throw his first career NFL regular season touchdown pass.
Yeah.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you?
That's exactly what he said.
Come on, man. Because that's what I would have done in Madden. I'd have been like, up, roll out, right over the top.
That has to be a lineman that they just.
Yeah, they just.
Yeah, that can't be like a tight end. He's so big.
Nah, that was Trent Scott.
So they just probably announced him as a receiver for that play.
Yeah, he was eligible.
That would have been funny if he dropped it. Kind of.
Yeah. What a play! He gets his first career receiving touchdown, I assume. Like,
That's
And
probably,
look at that celebration.
Like,
Look at that
who has that?
celebration.
Is Daniel's first person he
No
throws a
one's betting
touchdown
on
to?
that. No one's
Yeah,
betting
no
on
one got that. He just screwed up a lot of people. It's like that's probably not even an eligible like person to
no, it's
consider.
probably not even in the betting.
Yeah,
like,
so that
universe.
sucks. So even the top 10 options
Probably, like,
probably
50
not.
guys
Yeah,
before him.
yeah. At least 10, right? 'Cause you got
Jacksonville now
every
is
running
fourth
back.
and goal, but they're back to the 12. Weren't they at like the 1 at
Yeah,
first? How did this
yeah.
happen?
That's wild.
I gotta look this
Oh, and they
up
got
to see.
another false start.
I gotta look this up to see if there's been any quarterbacks in the history of the league who, in their first season, got their first career regular season passing touchdown thrown to an offensive lineman.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
has
I'm
to
pretty
be
sure that's got to be a stat,
Right.
and on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, it's definitely the first on Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
It's
right?
very crazy. You know, we haven't really talked about it. It's only the 3rd time that 2 Heisman Trophy winners have gone against each other on Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
I was surprised. Only 3 times in history.
Like Liz said,
Yeah.
a lot of the Heisman are kind of pro busts. So
Yeah. So my dad thinks it was a great play. So Utah Hockey Club goal scored. That's a name that I haven't seen yet.
oh,
so
because Coyotes moved.
yeah. So now they're known
That's
as,
what they're called this year.
and then they're getting a
They're
rebrand
called
next
this the
year.
Fighting Mormons or something.
Well, it's
But
funny,
hey, you know
we're the
what?
Fighting
You know what?
Quakers, so
Yeah.
you know, like, I
But you want to hear what's crazy is that now this is going to be immortalized in podcast history that I called that.
yes, that's true.
Yeah, when
did.
you said it, I almost wanted to yell because I was like, "That's pretty much exactly what."
Yeah,
happened.
because we saw it
'Cause
on
we
the
saw
other
it-
one.
You said it like 3 seconds after it actually happened.
Yeah, on
in
the
real
old one,
time.
real time, but which we were watching the delayed one with you, so it's just funny. So, but
I just thought it was the perfect play call on first and goal when you already have 2 rushing touchdowns from that distance. You know that they're expecting the run, so it's like, no, you have a mobile quarterback, roll him out on play action. Someone's gonna get open. Easy.
yep, it's cool that I have Adrian, a high school friend, and my dad in chat. So so it's kind of fun. I'm happy you guys are all doing the watch along with us. It's actually been a good one. Like
Yeah, success so
historically, I mean, it could
Some-
still go very wrong,
had some
but
bad-
we've had some really bad
Oh,
games
it's
that
quite
were
tricky.
already.
I can
Yeah,
tell you
yeah,
from experience.
yes, exactly. So, but at least we're doing better, and maybe we'll get off air before it happens to try to
Yeah,
preserve it or
Can't
something.
blame
So,
ourselves.
exactly. So,
Yeah, glad to see you there, Adrian.
yeah, exactly.
Feel better, man.
Yeah, I hope that you
Hopefully
feel better, and
it's-
so
yeah,
Feel
hopefully,
better, bro.
yeah, hopefully it's not too bad of one. You don't have the memory loss. That was the hardest part for me when I had COVID.
Oh yeah, COVID brain.
Yeah, that was the worst.
Do you still have?
No, luckily, but it took me like a month or two to get over it. It wasn't like not a short-term thing. Like it was kind of wild.
I've only had COVID once since this whole thing came out, and I got over it pretty quickly. But it just felt like a really bad cold where you just had no energy. I
Yeah.
Did you
crushed him.
hit that is a hit with the hit stick? And someone held him up and
Yeah.
just boom.
The
I love that.
PlayStation
Yeah, the old school hit
It's
stick.
Look at that. Look at how he
Look that guy. I love the replay.
he chipped. He did the chip
Sorry,
block and then
so
leaked
happy.
out on almost like a
Yeah.
flat route.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the coach like saluting him like a great play
It's
call.
like, yes, that actually worked.
Yes. Oh man, that's wild. I did not expect at least even us to even be ever up by more than,
Yeah.
I don't know. Immediately choked.
Yeah, you couldn't even finish the
couldn't even
sentence.
finish the sentence. My dad says the team is young and growing, but at least they are improving. It has been too long since we saw improvement. That's true.
Yeah, it's true.
I like the improvement.
It looks going in the right.
Yeah,
it's going in the right
exactly.
direction. That's new.
Yeah, it's new. It's very true.
It's been many years.
Yeah. So and we've had like glimmers, but I felt like it was just like random,
Yeah, the
like
RG3
lucky on
glimmer
the
and
schedule. And we had
Heineke
one good
year.
season on that. Oh, big time sack. Love that. Yes.
Jean Baptiste,
Yeah. Good sack. So
the Golden Domer.
the golden Domer. I
Yeah,
love
he's
it.
a 7th-round pick from Notre Dame. Golden
Yeah.
Domer. Get
Yeah.
over here.
Yes, I love it. That he's got some strength though, because Joe Burrow's got strength in his legs. He's kind of a hard guy to bring down
Yeah,
sometimes.
he's not a little guy.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen him get out of a lot of tackles.
Oh yeah.
So here we go. Here's second and 16. Wild.
Get a turnover. Get a turnover.
All right, come on. Just get him down.
Third and long.
Love it. Yeah, it's gonna be third and long. Yeah, I love it though.
Look at that gang tackling. Look at that.
Swarming defense.
Swarm to that ball.
Oh, nice. Adrian says, I'm now the future. I don't have to delay my broadcast. Oh no. My dad's also not in the past because I'm sure he did not delay
he's on regular cable.
Yeah, regular cable. So
He didn't want to sync with you.
I don't blame
He
him.
didn't want to be part of the action.
Right. But
Oh man, Bengals are not very good on 3rd and long for the season. They haven't converted 1 third down from 7+ yards. This is not looking good for them. But knowing they put that stat out, look what might happen.
Oh.
Yep, there it is. I knew it.
Oh.
The moment they put that stat out, I said, "Watch they go fuck around and convert."
Oh.
Lord.
Ooh. Big first down conversion at the midfield, about the 48-yard line. I mean, you're not going to keep them down the whole game, but it's just it was a good crossing route and just found it in the middle, right there, and yeah, that's unfortunate. But I don't know. I mean, I guess if we played man, that would have been better. But it's hard to stop T. Higgins. It's only his second target of the game.
Defend them all.
Yeah. So, and it's hard when it's a crossing route in the middle of the thing when you have two guys just sitting there. Oh, good pass rush, but unfortunately, good defense. It stayed. I like that he stayed in his position because he could have come up, but he would have left a pocket right behind him for that guy to catch it. And so I like that he kind of stayed middle and stayed home.
Yeah,
and
he stayed in this position.
Yeah. It's important because it's tempting to come up and want to just tackle Joe Burrow there,
Yeah. Kind of.
That was beautiful.
Burrow.
Yeah, but it's good. Oh, he tipped it too.
Yeah.
Frankie Louvu is just he's really impressed me. Eckler's heading back. That's not good.
Hopefully it's something minor.
Yeah, maybe he's out of breath from all the amazingness. All right, here we go. Second and 10.
They have to burn a timeout.
Oh, hopefully.
Or they got a penalty.
Nope.
That's dumb. That's big. Yeah, they had to burn a timeout.
Oh, did they burn a timeout? Or
yeah, the Bengals did.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they burned the timeout.
The graphic didn't show it, so I didn't see it.
Yeah, it like barely showed it.
Yeah.
I should probably hit.
All right. Yeah, sounds good. Well, feel free to let us, know in chat and our group message what your thoughts are. And
Yeah, it's great hanging out.
yeah, sounds good. Thank you, Tim, for joining us, talking Orioles, talking Ravens. Congratulations again, big win
Yeah,
over
much
Dallas.
needed.
Yeah,
Glad I didn't have to commit suicide in your basement.
that would be good. That would suck.
Wouldn't be fun to
It
come
would
home
not.
to.
Yeah, no. The animals are staring blankly at
Yeah.
them, right? So I'm happy that you're still here and the Ravens are still
Yeah,
alive in the
still breathing.
Right, sounds good. Well,
See you, champ.
yeah.
Peace out, bro.
Good luck tonight. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Well, thank you, Tim, for joining us live here in the Man Cave, our first guest of the fall season of Sports on the Hill podcast. And so I'm gonna switch my spot over here and get set up. Yeah, we're gonna switch gears. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the other games in the NFL this week and here in hour two, as well as preview the upcoming week. We're also going to talk a little bit of Mystics and how they unfortunately missed the playoffs. We'll talk a little DC United as well, as they're kind of falling off the playoff picture. They're saying Eckler is a possible concussion. That's what Troy is saying over on Facebook. Oh, that's unfortunate. So he's had a good game so far. So hopefully, it's just protocols and he'll be back shortly. So while we're at commercial break, let's talk a little bit about the Mystics. I'm not going to change all the graphics today because the Commanders are playing live. I don't want to change the mojo. Let's talk about it. They were so close to making the WNBA playoffs. Unfortunately, they did lose their first game. They had two games last week. They had to win both to make it. New York Liberty was trying to get the number one overall seed, and they ended up succeeding in that by winning 87-71. What were some of your thoughts about this Mystics game?
Yeah, I mean, coming off of losing to the very team that ended up getting the eighth and final playoff spot in the Dream in a home and home series prior, where they beat them in Atlanta, but then came back 2 days later and lost to them in DC in overtime. Liberty still had a game or two ahead of the Lynx, so apparently they still had something to play for to lock up the number one overall seed in the playoffs. So they played all their starters and really just drummed the Mystics, beat them by 16, 87-71, and that was basically the death knell for the Mystics to end up missing the playoffs. And they would go on to beat the Fever to end the season on a positive note. They beat them by 1 point, 92-91. But again, a very disappointing end to the season for the Mystics. They finished ninth overall out of 12 teams when it comes to the playoffs. The playoffs are set up where now the Liberty are the number one seed at 32-8. The Lynx are 30-10. They're the second seed. The Connecticut Sun are third. Then you have the Aces and the Storm out of the Western Conference at 4 and 5 respectively. The Fever are at 6. The Phoenix Mercury are 7th, and the Dream get the final playoff spot. So the Dream will play the Liberty in the first round. The Lynx will play the Mercury. The Suns and the Sun and Fever will play, and the Aces and the Storm will play. The Aces are the defending champions, by the way, so they got a bit of a road to go if they want to repeat. So that's the way the WNBA playoffs shape out. But again, a very disappointing season for the Mystics, finishing 14-26, a 350 winning percentage for the year.
So close, just a game or two out of doing this. It's disappointing because they were so close.
Yeah, they were literally a game back, which was that game they lost in Washington because the Dream finished 15-25, which is why they're in the 8th seed. So it was literally a game.
That's so disappointing, especially when they had the home game and they ended up winning. Against Indiana in the final game, so they would have made it by the one game because they needed to win one of the two plus that Atlanta game, right? So, yeah. Anyway, Cincinnati unfortunately gets a first down here. It'll be first and goal for them. I'm gonna share my screen real quickly.
Washington has not been able to figure out this run game today. It's been very frustrating to see how this team, they're known more for Joe Burrow in the passing offense, but their run offense has been absolutely spectacular, and I think that's been a detriment to this defense. They need to really step it up here. Ooh, that stiff on Quan Martin was nasty.
Yeah. All right, so I'm trying to.
Wow, second fastest max speed of any ball carrier last season was Chase Brown, 22.505 miles per hour. That's a fast dude. Oh, there you go. That's how you stop the run. Yep. Get your ass over here.
Yep, we stacked them up there. So I'm pulling up last week's pick'em, so we can also just quickly in between plays go through some of the games from last week as well. And so I had a good week. 100. We had 80 points this week for a total of 290. And a lot of people were all right around the same picks, 70 or 80. And Champ, right now you're 30 points back, I think, of the number one spot, and we got Hurt there, 20 points back as well. And right now I'm tied at the number one spot.
Ooh,
Four-way
they were
tie.
really trying to strip the ball out from Jamar Chase.
It's good. Hopefully they're able to hold on here. So real quickly going through the scores, just super fast. Jets were able to beat the Patriots 24-3. The Packers were able to beat the Tennessee Titans in a big rebound game for them, 30-14. I had the Texans actually winning this game in Minnesota, but Minnesota looks really good. They outscored them 34-7. And I watched
Sam
that game.
Darnold looks so good right now. I think that Minnesota really lucked out that Sam Darnold seems to be in a different zone with them losing McCarthy for the season and preseason with that meniscus injury. But Sam Darnold has really electrified that team so far in the first 3 weeks of the season. You gotta wonder how long can they keep that up, because it's not gonna get any easier for Minnesota because they still got to play their divisional games and whatnot, and they got to make sure to do that. But Darnold has played absolutely fantastic, and eventually teams are going to figure it out and figure out a way to neutralize that pass offense. And until they do, I think that Minnesota is going to be a team that's going to be a problem in the NFC North.
Yeah, for sure. Uh, Yeah, I'm just so surprised. But I mean, it's been big that they won those three first games, though. The Colts beat the Bears in a close game, 21-16 in that one. We talked a little bit earlier about the Giants beating the Browns. They beat them 21-15. So I had that one wrong. The Pittsburgh and Chargers, I did have Pittsburgh winning that game. They did 20-10. It was a 50-50 game. They're 3-0 to start this season. Um, I thought Tampa Bay looked really good the first 2 weeks. 97% of people picked them, and I did as well. The Broncos looked really bad the first 2 weeks, but any given Sunday, even though Denver coming to Tampa Bay, they got a big win on the road there, 26-7. The Eagles were able to knock off the Saints, and the Saints looked really good last week, but I did think the Eagles were going to have a rebound game, and they did. Only 35% of people picked them. They are now 2-1 on the season. The Raiders, I thought, looked phenomenal last week in a big comeback. I thought the Panthers looked terrible the last 2 weeks, but they got a big win. They scored 36 points in Vegas. And unfortunately, Cincinnati just scored a touchdown there. They are now down 28-19 with the extra point coming. The Dolphins are playing the Seahawks. And the Seahawks look really good the
Oh,
first 2 weeks.
okay, there it is. The ball
Yeah,
did break the plane.
it did, unfortunately. But a good defense. I like the attempt to try to keep him out of it. It's just hard when you have leverage when you're right on that end zone. Seahawks will move to 3-0. They outscored 24-3. I'm just surprised the Dolphins were only able to put up 3 points in that game. I really thought San Francisco, especially because they were coming in 1-1 in this game. I really thought they were going to beat LA in LA, but the Rams came up and beat them by just a field goal, 27-24. Only 7% of people picked the Rams in that one. I did pick the Detroit Lions, although the Cardinals had an incredible game at home the last week. It was going to be hard for them to do it two in a row, and also the Lions were 500 going into that, and so I thought that the Lions would have a big rebound week, and they did. They only beat them by a touchdown, 20-13, but again held that high-powered Cardinals offense that we saw the week before to only 13 points. Next game we've already spent a lot of time talking about. The Ravens beat the Cowboys at home. The Cowboys lost 2 in a row at home to start the season, and they lost 28 to 25. Extra point is good for Cincinnati there, and now they are down 28-20 with 3:03 left in the third quarter. Kansas City did beat the Falcons last night, although they didn't look very good doing it, and a lot of injuries to the Kansas City Chiefs, and they're also getting a lot of calls, going their way. Some things are pass interference. One week that they get the advantage of, they then do the exact same thing the next week, and the Falcons don't get that call, which I understand to some extent, but there's just it's unfortunate. I feel like Kansas City's always on the right end of the calls either way. And in a game that's 22-17, and a couple of calls going the different way could have made a difference in that one. The Falcons look really good through the first 3 weeks. I know that they fell to 1-2, but overall, I've seen some.
No, there were a couple of instances where Kirk Cochains, as they're calling them now, Kirk Cousins, kind of looked like the Kirk Cousins of old, of playing in prime time and kind of wilting under the pressure. But there were some points where Kirk did look really good.
First half, he looked really good. He did.
I will say also that Patrick Mahomes, that interception he threw at the goal line was bad. Throwing it off his back foot with pressure in his face in a double coverage. I was like, there's nothing good that can come out of it. I don't care who you are. There's nothing good that's going to come out of that throw off your back foot with pressure in your face in the double coverage. You knew that was going to they was going to come away with that one.
Right. And then it's the 2 live games that we have right now. Again, 37-10 and 28 to 13.
It's 28-20 now.
The 28-20. Yeah, this is not updated.
Yeah, they haven't updated it.
I
did watch the Philly Saints game. I didn't watch the whole game. I think I caught it at the second quarter, and I think that was a really Saquon Barkley, as I said earlier on, is really making Giants fans sick, that they just decided to just let him walk, and he ended up going to their rival and is absolutely playing out of his mind the first 3 weeks of the season. Yes, he had that critical drop last week in the closing stretch of that game against Atlanta, but he is absolutely playing almost to the form of what he was as a rookie in his first 2 years in New York. And it's just crazy to me that now Philly has this weapon in the backfield along with Jalen Hurts. So, they have that. And then, of course, you have, A.J. Brown was out for this game, but you also have Jahan Dotson, and you have so many weapons there. It's just insane to me that the New York just wouldn't pay this man. And now he's showing why they should have paid. Like Deion used to say, pay the man. And they should have paid the man, and they didn't. Eagles did, and he's showing that he's showing up and showing out.
Yeah, man.
And this also on the flip side, I didn't mean to have a pause there, but on the flip side, the Saints offense didn't look as explosive this week as they did the first 2 weeks of the season. They looked a little bit more pedestrian this week than they did the last couple weeks. Alvin Kamara still had a pretty decent game. And so that shows me that Alvin Kamara is definitely fully healthy and fully focused, definitely looking to get paid. And so he's really going out there and balling. Derek Carr is not looking like the same quarterback that was in Vegas or in Oakland and whatnot. He's looking like a revitalized quarterback and whatnot. And so it's going to be interesting to see what the Saints do next week. But this was definitely an off week for them against this Philadelphia defense. But I think that it's just an off week. They might rebound next week. We'll have to see. They're facing the Falcons, so I think they rebound next week.
Yeah, be interesting for sure. Big time first down, Terry McLaurin. It's right near the 50-yard line. And I like the sense of urgency that this game. So they're the 44. Sorry. But I like that they're continuing to mix it up, and they're trying a bunch of different play calls. That was unfortunately
blown up in the backfield.
But they got him in the backfield. But you got to keep running. I like it, so that way they'll open up play action pass hopefully in the near future. I'm gonna run through these picks. Super speed mode this time. Andy said the hockey club. Yeah, so they're called the Utah Hockey Club. So when you see hockey club, it's kind of like the football team, but for hockey.
There you go.
Yeah, in the scoreboard just said the hockey club leads the Kings 2-0. They didn't put the Utah part. Jane Daniels looking down the field, and good throw, and he caught him 1 yard
That
shot
was
of the
that
first
was
down.
Zach Ertz.
Yeah. I like that he's on our team. I used to hate that guy. And
Right.
yeah, former Eagle for people that don't know. And it's nice to have it's interesting. We get a lot of former Eagles, I feel like after that. Oh, what a move.
Oh, homie,
Wow.
hey, 58. I'm gonna need you to pick your ankles up from over there right now.
I don't think that was intentional. I think he tripped, but he also juked that guy out. Yeah, he did, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think
58 got to pick up his ankles at the 49
I mean,
yard
he had to
line.
pick
Dead
up his
ass.
own ankle, so he almost twisted his ankle doing that. I mean, I'm happy it worked out for us, but watch that replay. Like, I'm not
Yeah,
sure it was the intentional move, but it worked because
it worked.
yeah,
Better lucky than good. I'll tell you that much.
yeah, exactly. Um, so another running play here. I like it though. Just sort of grind it out, get to the fourth quarter here. I don't think they'll do another play. Go into the fourth quarter up 28-20 with some momentum, some running game going. And yeah, there's 20 seconds left, but I'd be surprised if they snap it here. I mean, they'll pretend to just that way. But both teams only have 2 timeouts left, so I'd be very surprised because the play clock is longer than the quarter. So the 3, 2, 1, and so with that, it's going to be 28-20 going into the fourth quarter. We'll see how Washington does here. In the other game, they just hit 40 for Buffalo. It's 40 to is it 10? Is that what it was now? So yeah. No. Oh God. Fumble and recovery by the Bills, just everything going wrong for Jacksonville now. I'm picking the Cowboys because I don't think the Giants are going to win even at home. This is a tough one. The Falcons and Saints. We were just talking about this. The 1 o'clock game on Sunday. I don't know. The Falcons looked really good, but so did the Saints, and I think I'm going to pick the Saints, but that's a tough one. I could easily see the Falcons winning at home, especially after last week where being so close. With who do you think in that matchup in your early?
I think that again, I think the Saints have a bounce back against Atlanta. I think it's going to be a shootout because again, Kurt has absolutely done well the first couple weeks of the season. Like I said, this past week was a bit of a misnomer for them, even against the Chiefs. But I think that Atlanta bounces back as well. But I think the Saints bounce back as well. So this is going to be a shootout. But I think the Saints outlast them.
Yeah, I think you're right. Rams and Bears. I'm gonna go with the Rams, mostly because they had a surprising win. But it's again, it's in Chicago. I wouldn't be shocked about the Bears either. They've had some moments. This next one's a tough one. Green Bay has been surprising to me. I'm gonna.
Green Bay has been surprising because of the play of Malik Willis, who flamed out of Tennessee, came to Green Bay, and has been thrust into the starting role because of the injury to Jordan Love, and has played played really well for the couple starts that he's had. Whereas on the flip side, Minnesota, as I said earlier on, Sam Darnold has been lighting it up. Hitting his receivers and everything like that. I think this is another one where the quarterback play is going to be very crucial, but I would give the edge to Green Bay,
I think so
honestly.
too, especially because it's in Green Bay. It's a rivalry game, and I think the Minnesota Vikings are good, but are they 4-0 good? You know what I mean? Like I just feel like there is sometimes some regression in Game 4 when the team is 3-0. I don't know. We'll see. I could be very wrong on this. They could be a 4-0 team when we're sitting here next week. It's another situation here where the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Colts. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers could win this, and a lot of people are going to pick them. But I also not sure if they're a 4-0 team. I wouldn't be surprised if Indianapolis surprises them at home. What are your
Right.
thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, Anthony Richardson again didn't really show much last year because he got injured so early and missed most of missed the season. So okay, you got to slide there, young man. You can't be like sitting up there
I
getting thrown around
know,
like
I
that. You got to slide.
know. Yeah,
But
big time run by Jaden Daniels, though.
yeah,
So
but Anthony Richardson is trying to, get things going with his sophomore year after missing his entire rookie year. So he's going to have highs and lows. Pittsburgh is relying on Daniels, and Austin Eckler is out with the concussion. So apparently he has a concussion. He's done. He's done. Pittsburgh is relying on Justin Fields, who is doing his best. He's doing whatever he can. So we'll have to see there. This is almost like a push for me. Oh man, short.
dang, short. I hate it when they run routes like that. Just run the route further out. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, he
I
ran
don't
he
like
cut
the
in
play
too quick.
call. You're requiring them to get those extra yards, you know? Like, I'd rather.
Though at the same time, you have to give credit to that DB to make that beautiful open field tackle. I mean, that was
They're
really well
going
done.
for it here on 4th and 1, from the 32-yard line, and they're changing the play call here. 3, 2. Oh, they're calling a timeout.
They got one remaining. But I like the pick of the Colts. I think Pittsburgh is susceptible, especially on the road. So I like the pick of the Colts.
Yeah. So the Bills are still piling on. They're just scored another touchdown, which I just like.
Can we get Can the NFL get a mercy rule like dead ass?
Yeah, it's gonna be the extra point is coming here, and at this point, if you're just gonna go for it, might as well practice your 2-point conversion. No? Anyway, 47-10, in that one. Broncos Jets. I'm taking the Jets because I was shocked the Broncos won last week. I don't know if their luck is gonna be 2 in a row. We've got Eagles Buccaneers. I'm gonna pick the Eagles. Cincinnati Carolina. Ooh, I'm gonna pick Cincinnati. I think they're better than Carolina. Although Carolina surprised me last week. They played much better than I expected. Okay, 4th and 1. Yes.
Oh, the read option for the first down.
I like it.
By the way, if there are people out there that are betting individuals, men and women, if you took the over on this game, you might cash in because the over under was 46.5 and they've scored 48 points.
Oh,
So
interesting.
good job.
That's a good tidbit. I'm surprised that it was so low.
Well, the Bengals were 7-point favorites and they're down 8.
Yeah. So they thought it was a really low scoring game though. In that regard, you know, I think it's going to be a 7-point game with that big of a, yeah. Jaguars Texans, definitely taking the Texans. Jaguars
absolutely
trash. Cardinals versus us. I'm gonna take the Cardinals.
That game right there worries me because of the fact that we're playing on Monday night on the road.
Yeah,
right. And then we have to have a short week, and we're going cross country to face Arizona. I would most likely pick Arizona myself as well, but we'll have. But I mean, looking at how they're playing this game, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, interesting throw. I like
nice
it.
Little check down. Nice little check down. Get the positive yards.
I'm gonna go with the 49ers over the Patriots. Although the Patriots at moments have looked decent. Vegas Raiders versus Cleveland Browns. Man, the Browns looked so bad last week at times against the Giants. The Raiders have looked so good at times, but most people think the Browns are a better team than the Raiders, and I think on paper I would.
They're not.
You don't think so?
Hell no.
All right.
Hell no.
All right.
The team is bad. The only bright spot they have on that team is Amari Cooper. That's it. Until David Njoku comes back.
You know that when we play the Browns, they're going to play us tough, though, right? Because that's just how it is. But big throw down the field.
Oh man,
he hit all the camera people. Jeez. I like going for it though. Do you know what I mean? Like I just think every once in a while just to stretch the team. He's got to get it in bounds. Unfortunately, he didn't. But I mean, it's pretty well.
Yeah, I think the problem was they brought the blitz in and it kind of rattled him a little bit, and he forced the throw, and he forced the throw outside. When if he throws it inside, McLaurin catches that. That's 6.
All right, big field goal attempt right here, 42-yarder. To make it a 2-score game if they hit it, and it is up.
Bingo.
It is good. It's a big field goal right there. Makes it 31-20. They now need a touchdown, a 2-point conversion, and a field goal to tie this game. So, all right. So, Buffalo Bills versus the Ravens. Man, the Bills have looked good tonight.
That's gonna be a dogfight right there.
Ooh.
Ravens and Bills.
Right. The Bills win this, they'll go to 3-0. I'm gonna take the Bills on that one. And I'm also taking the Chiefs just because they freaking are lucky as hell. And I just feel like the Chargers aren't good enough to overcome that.
I told my homegirl earlier today on her kick stream, I said that the Chiefs have lucked into a 3-0 start.
I know, but can you honestly look me in the eye and say that the Chargers are gonna beat that though? I mean, Chargers look, yes, they've won 2 games, but I don't know.
Well, it's going to definitely depend on the health of Justin Herbert. He had to leave the game this week with that ankle injury, so his health is definitely going to be predicated on whether the Chargers can compete against the Chiefs. If they have to go with their backup, that's going to be an issue, and I think that the Chiefs will absolutely have a dominant performance. But if Herbert plays and he's even somewhat healthy, they might be able to do something. J.K. Dobbins has been a surprise as an addition to that team. He's been running really well. And so I think that that's going to be a key factor in being able to keep Mahomes in that offense off the field, is having J.K. Dobbins going out there and grind out that Chiefs defense for chunks of yardage and whatnot. But again, it's going to be all predicated on the health of Justin Herbert.
Yeah, I agree. So that's a good one. That one and this Bills game, I would monitor injury reports and information as we get closer to Sunday. And those are some of those games I might change, day of kind of thing. I like making the picks now, just to make sure they're locked something in. But there are always some games that throughout the week that I'm monitoring to make sure I still want to keep them that way, right? And the Titans versus the Dolphins. Oof, the Titans. I picked the Dolphins.
Will Levis is trash.
Yeah, the Dolphins have looked pretty bad last week. I mean, I don't know. They're not.
Nah, Will Levis is trash, and he's doing commercials for mayonnaise. Come on, dog.
So that's one Monday Night Football game next week that we'll be watching live, and the other one is the Seahawks versus the Lions, which is a really good game.
Geno Smith is looking amazing. DK Metcalf is looking amazing. I would definitely go Seahawks.
Yeah. I mean,
nothing. And the reason why I would go with the Seahawks over the Lions is the health of Smith Laporta, because Smith Laporta had to be carted off the field on Sunday with the injury, though apparently he came back in the game. But his health is going to be very important to monitor if you're going to pick the Lions because of that.
Yeah.
Look, speaking of the Seahawks, look, they're talking about them on here. First time since 4 seasons they started 3-0, and they've made the playoffs the last 5 times they started 3-0. And they held the Dolphins
in
3
Detroit,
points.
though. It's interesting. 83% of people have picked the Lions so far, so it's just interesting. People seem to. And the Lions are better at home for sure. A good running play there for Cincinnati here. We got 11:15 left in the fourth quarter, and all right. So those are the pick 'em. I'm gonna stop our screen share and switch over to the other window. I do want to get your quick thoughts on soccer. Unfortunately, DC United did lose a really important game against another team that they're battling with for a playoff seeding. What is our MLS update looking like?
Well, they got dog walked by Philly on this past weekend, 4-0. That's embarrassing. They now currently sit 13th in the Eastern Conference table at 8 wins, 13 losses, and 9 draws, 33 points. They are literally a win behind Philly, who they just lost to, who now sits in the 9th position. If the playoffs were to start today, Philly and Toronto will be in the play-in for the 8th seed, and DC United will be out of it. DC United is a full 3 points behind both Philadelphia and Toronto for those final 2 spots, for the spots in the play-in game. As right there, Cincinnati gets a first down there. But it's not looking good for DC United. They still do have enough time to try to make up ground on that. They still have 5 more matches to play. They still have 4 more matches to play for the remainder of the season. They have Columbus on the 28th, which is a Saturday. Then they're going to play midweek on October 2nd, which is a Wednesday, against Nashville. Oh, he's going deep for Chase. Oh, man. Wow. So they got Nashville, then they have New England, and then they have Charlotte to close out the season on October the 19th. So they have 4 opportunities to gain 1 to 3 points in order to improve their standing. But with the loss to Philadelphia, that might have really killed their opportunity to make the MLS playoffs. And so they definitely need a lot of help, and they definitely need to help their own cause these last 4 matches if they're going to even have an opportunity or a chance to even get into the play-in, let alone get into the playoffs.
Yeah, we get the big 2-point conversion attempt right here to try to make it a 1-score game, or at least a 3-point game rather. Joe Burrow. Oh, nice. It was a passing play and it was broken up. And that could end up becoming really big because it'll force them that they have to get in the end zone. If yeah, because they're now down 5 instead of 3, which it could be crucial. It just changes how you play the game.
Oh, he might have got away with a PI.
Yeah.
Y'all know I'm a Commanders fan, but I'm a football fan as well. I think he got away with a PI.
Yeah, maybe it was close. But I feel like at this point in the game, well, they call it, like how these things happen. So, maybe it's a first half PI, not a fourth quarter PI. You know how these things, unfortunately.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. I think I almost kind of want to leave it here and go raid somebody and enjoy the rest of the game. Just
no wrestling talk?
Oh yeah, we are gonna do wrestling talk. That's true. Okay, all right. We'll do a quick wrestling segment and then we'll sign out the next commercial break after that. So
absolutely.
All right. So I'll throw up the no spots graphic real quick. But yeah, if you don't know, Champ does a wrestling show with the Sith Lord Dan, who was on last week. He's unfortunately not feeling well. He was gonna maybe join us tonight, but we'll have him on again later in the season. It's been some interesting matches both on Raw and SmackDown last week. I have to say I did really like the promo that they cut on SmackDown about whose belt it is and the whole thing with Cody Rhodes. I thought that was interesting. I've never seen them do almost like a cinematic movie trailer style, promo, right? It was on a football field, right? And I thought that was interesting. But Champ, talk us through that and what your thoughts are on how things are going in the WWE.
So we actually talked about that on episode 258 of the No Spots podcast, which is up right now on Spotify and Amazon Music. A lot of people towards the end of that promo thought that when Roman Reigns says he's coming for what's his while looking at the WWE Championship, that they thought that he was talking about that. But I said, no, he's talking about taking back the bloodline and his Ulafala. That's what he was talking about, because his final line was, "You're in my way in life." And that's where I got the inkling that, no, he wants to get his bloodline back before he goes after the WWE Championship. And so that was a very well done segment, really well produced and whatnot. It actually got
definitely a PI. They just showed
I told you
100% got away with one.
Yeah, I told you Cinn got away with one. I told you got away with one.
I'm happy this
But
isn't the XFL where you could challenge that. Anyway.
right, exactly. But I actually gave that one of my second mega push of the week because of how well done it was and how how powerful it was that promo. But there was a report that came out recently from Fightful Select from backstage sources that's saying that tag match between Cody and Roman versus the Bloodline could close out the show as the main event, which could create a lot of heat from online fans because a lot of people are expecting the Hell in a Cell match between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre to close out the show because of the historic nature of it being the 27th anniversary of the very first Hell in a Cell match at Bad Blood back in 1997 between The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. And by the way, on the same episode I just mentioned, myself and Siv did a retro review of that Bad Blood event and whatnot, which was a very somber event because, oh my God, no way.
I think he's down though.
We still have it though, but holy crap.
Okay. Crap.
Oh my Lord, have mercy.
Oh no, he was out.
No, that was a fumble. We just got it back though.
Wow, what a great
Zach
play.
Ertz.
Who was the lineman that jumped on it? It was somebody else because he couldn't get to it. I don't even know.
I don't know who it was, but we got it back. Hold on. I'll get back to my point in just a minute. I gotta see what's
Big
there we
time
go.
first down. Big time first down. I like it. Go right back to Zach. Let him prove it. And like let him get a shorthanded catch and down. I like it.
Beautiful, beautiful. But as I was saying, like we did a retro rewind and review of Bad Blood, which was a very somber event because on the very day that they were doing the event, Brian Pillman Sr. was found dead in his hotel room, and he was supposed to have a match on that card, but it ended up getting canceled, and 2 more matches were added on to fill in the time that was going to be given to his match with Do Love and whatnot. But one of the things that was commented on that matchup on the event in and of itself is that you could tell a lot of the wrestlers were affected by finding out about his death, and they kind of phoned it in. And so a lot of the matches didn't have the great quality that you would expect. The only match that really stood out was the Hell in a Cell match, which was the main event that night. It was the only match that got a 5-star rating. It was the only match that's gotten a 5-star rating for WWE until 2011. So almost like 14 years before another WWE match got a 5-star rating from Uncle Dave Meltzer. So that's how impactful that match was. The other big wrestling news that hit just today, Ric Flair has announced that he is getting divorced for the umpteenth time. Him and his wife of 13 years, Wendy Barlow, have separated. He announced it on social media, and so now Ric Flair is about to be single for the umpteenth time. That man just needs to just let it go.
All right. Running play there to make it 3rd and short by Daniels. And it'll be interesting to see, what they do here. They're going with a passing play. Oh,
Shotgun. There he goes. Look at.
nice.
There you go. Beautiful.
Great play and inbounds. Love it. Let that clock run. Our clock is our friend right now, champ. We got to try to.
Scary. That was Scary Terry too, baby. Scary Terry.
Big play there. Oh wow, Calgary Flames are putting it on the Oilers according to Scorebot, 5-1. Luckily, it's still preseason in hockey, and it's a good time
Caps had a preseason game yesterday, didn't they?
Yeah, didn't they lose that game?
I think they did.
Yeah, I will be totally honest. I was traveling yesterday, so I didn't get to really watch it. But yeah, we lost 6-2 to the Flyers in a preseason game. I'm just seeing if anybody interesting played for the Capitals, and Ovechkin wasn't among the players. But our old friend Jacob Verano was playing, so he's trying for a spot. And Miro did score a goal for the Capitals as one of our 2 goal scorers. So that's good for the
Look
young.
at the numbers for Jaden Daniels. He's 89% completion percentage with 204 yards and a touchdown. That is what you call efficiency, my friends.
Yes, I love it. We're on the 50-yard line right now. It's a 1st and 15.
Yeah, it was a false start.
So oh no.
And he's sacked. Okay, we gotta figure something out
I
here.
don't, I
Second and
don't like.
long.
I don't know if I like that play call. I kind of wish that they had run an option or something just to get some yardage back and just to keep the clock moving. I mean, I get that the sack does, but like you just don't go backwards on 1st and 15. Like any positive yardage would have been good. 2nd and 12, whatever. So here we
This
go.
crowd is
Second
starting
and
to get
3.
loud.
Yeah, and 5 seconds left, and they get it off. Um, See, that's a good play right there.
Oh, look at Diami.
Oh, he just got wrecked though in the middle of the field.
Ooh.
But it's still good though. That's positive yardage. It's kind of more of the play that I would have liked to have seen from the last one. But oh man,
Boom.
he got it.
He hit sticked his ass. Jesus.
Yeah. All right, 3rd and 13 here. 5:27 left. 15 seconds left in the play clock here, and the crowd's getting really into it. This is a big 3rd and 13. I really think it's 4 down territory. So in my mind, just try to get 5 to 7 yards here and put yourself in a position for 4th down. And all right, hey, they listen to me. They got just past the 40-yard line. It's 4th and manageable now. And it lets the clock wind down. Do we go with the field goal kicker or do you go for 4th and 4? What do you do,
Nah,
champ?
Kingsbury's talking. They're going for it.
Yeah.
Kingsbury's calling the play. They're going to go for it. You said it's 4 down territory, so here you go.
Yeah. All right. It's exactly what I wanted to get it to 4th and 4, but can they convert? This is going to be a big play here. They are only up 5 points. There's 4:30 left in this fourth quarter here. This can be a pivotal play in this game. And he steps back and passes. Big time conversion right there. Nice. Group up. Take all this time. Take
Let's
all this time.
go.
Let's take all this time. Oh,
Yeah, that's right. Put your hands in your face, lady.
Tina can't watch. This is exciting.
Look at Zach Ertz, baby.
I wanted to be off before the ending and the craziness, but everyone's gonna just see it. This is just gonna be the episode where we let it all hang out. We're diehard fans here. And I'm gonna put back the Commanders logo just for this last little bit here. And 3:45 left.
Come on, baby.
Running play, love it. Just bounce in. Just get a 1 yard gain. That's perfect. Keep drawing
Run between the tackles. Run between the tackles.
This is great. Try to get it down sub 3 minutes before the next one. Try to get a gain of here 3 to 5 yards. Put yourself in to 3rd and manageable. And just try to take as much time as you can, and hopefully you end up right around the 5 yard line and kicking a field goal at the very end of the game. That's the goal, right? So 10 plays, 41 yards, but 6 minutes and 35 seconds taken off the clock here, champ. That's the best way you can stop Joe Burrow. Is don't give him an option. Running play again, but that's fine. We're sub 3 minutes here. Cincinnati does have 2 timeouts left. It's 3rd down. It doesn't look like they're going to use their timeout here on this side of the 2-minute warning. 30 seconds left in the play clock. 2:40 left in the game clock. So they will have to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. About 13 seconds, 2:13 or so. So here we go. I got 10 seconds left. I'd like them to get a playoff here and don't just try to like call a timeout or something. 4, 3, 2. God damn it. I don't like using our last time out here, champ. I'd love to keep it in the pocket,
Unfortunately, that play didn't get in it. I don't think the play got in time. They didn't get set. They was gonna end up taking 5, and they're gonna end up being third and 12. And you don't want that 3rd and 12 when you're trying to bleed the clock.
Yeah.
So I think they didn't really have much of a choice on that one.
Yeah, I just even a running play just to force them to call their timeout. Like force them to use theirs, not ours. Us to use ours, kind of thing. While Drillbur is in chat, so if people want to catch up, they can.
All right, this is going to be a big third down here for the Commanders here.
I
If
think you
they're
got to
going
have
to
the
win
same
this.
approach that I had the last time. Try to get 3 to 4 yards here, and yeah, put it in fourth and manageable again, or even make it a field goal situation. Oh man, they still don't have a play in. 13 seconds left, and they don't have a timeout now, so they better get moving and get this correct. 7 seconds. If they take a freaking delay of game here, I'm gonna be pissed. 2. Okay, they got it off. Oh, they're going for it down in the end zone. Scary Terry!
Let's go!
Let's go. See, you don't have to worry. I would have yelled, if you're here.
Gary
Um,
Terry is that dude, bro.
yeah, the first real receiving touchdown by a wide receiver. Incredible play right in there. Knee right there.
What a play, Scary
Unbelievable.
Terry. Get you some,
Oh,
son. And
wow.
that helps a couple of my fantasy teams too. I love it. Let's go.
Yep. All right. Wow. Big time, big time. So,
So Daniel's first 2 weeks of the season doesn't get a passing touchdown. Then in this game gets his first 2 passing touchdowns of his NFL career in the regular season. I love it. And they took off 7 minutes and 32 seconds off the clock and scored a touchdown. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, the double move. Get fucked. Oh my God, get shit on.
yep.
Man, he cooked that dude, bro.
I love it.
That was great. That was absolutely phenomenal. That was fantastic. It's well worth being
I
up
just
late,
flipped our
getting up early,
reaction.
feeling like crap just for that.
I love the new clip editor because I can set it up for vertical. So it's instead of you and me being next to each other, I have it stacked. And that's awesome. So I got both of our reactions to it, which is cool. All right. I think we got to stay till the end here. I was gonna try to get off before, but I just don't see us in a world. It's been going well so far. I'm one of those people that play things by juju. I feel like I would hate myself if we go off air and they just fall apart. So we'll keep it here, but let us know some of your other thoughts on from Raw and SmackDown from last week.
Well, a lot of the thoughts I gave were on the podcast, but I think that Raw had a really strong episode last week, and it's one of the questions that I posed to Sith that we both answered was, can they keep that kind of momentum when they lose an hour starting in October? They're going to go back to 2 hours until they go over to Netflix and go back to 3 hours. Can they keep that type of momentum? Because there's going to be a lot of people who are involved in stories that may not get the time because they only have 2 hours of TV instead of three. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see what goes on there. NXT was kind of a little bit of a mixed bag as well. They're still trying to set up a lot of different matches and stories going into their debut on the CW network in October the 1st in Chicago, and then October the 8th in St. Louis. SmackDown again did what it had to do. We have Nia waiting to see if either Bailey or Naomi are going to challenge her at Bad Blood. Though me and Seth both predict it's probably going to end up being a triple threat. And I said, well, maybe Nia gets involved or Tiffy gets involved to cause a no contest, making it a triple threat match for Nia Jax and whatnot. So there could be another match added to Bad Blood by this coming Friday, because there's still less than 2 weeks left for Bad Blood. So they still have some time to build and get one more match on there. Jay Uso absolutely killed Braun Breaker on the microphone, telling him that he's going to dog walk his ass on Raw tonight, and then told him that his Intercontinental Championship reign was going to be shorter than his NFL career. And I just about threw my phone when he said that. WWE is starting to hit a really good stride here in between their PLEs. AEW is still kind of like hit or miss and whatnot, which is it's interesting with them, especially with they're still in the final stages of negotiating their media rights deal with Warner Brothers Discovery, which is apparently in the final stages, with the possibility of their pay-per-views going to the Max streaming service and whatnot, while still staying on traditional pay-per-view as well. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. TNA also are hitting their stride as well, though they had a very lackluster TNA Plus event, Victory Road. So they got to build and really build up Bound for Glory, which is coming up in October and whatnot. Otherwise, they might hit a wall as well. So right now, wrestling's in a really good place, and also another big story that we talked about on the podcast this week was Zilla Fatu, who's a part of the Anawahi family, has been pulled from all future Global Wrestling, Game Changer Wrestling events moving forward due to whatever happened. No one has said what happened to cause them to in their relationship and whatnot. But there's a lot of speculation that he could sign with WWE and be another member of the bloodline, because the bloodline is made, is basically based off of the Anawahe family and whatnot, with Jacob Fatu also being a part of that, though Tamatonga and Tangaloa aren't related to the Anawahe family. But they're still part of it. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that situation moving forward. But there's a lot going on with wrestling. There's a lot of moving parts when it comes to wrestling. Dustin Rhodes, who's in AEW, he's been in the business for 3+ decades. He's currently a double champion. Ring of Honor World Six-Man Tag Champion and Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champion, but his contract is supposedly supposed to end at the end of this month. So next week, his contract could potentially end with AEW, but he has made it known he wants to stay with AEW. He's happy with AEW, and he's getting ready to start his own wrestling promotion, the Rhodes Wrestling Association, and their first show is going to be in November. And so he's got a lot going on when it comes to wrestling. So wrestling's like really in a great place right now. And if you're not a wrestling fan, this is the best time to become a wrestling fan and really embrace professional wrestling and what it entails.
Yeah, for sure. And if people want to know more or catch up, there's lots of episodes of the No Spots podcast where you can catch up on all of the latest news on them. And I also want to give a shout out to the Not Bland show. He had another great episode this week. So both of our podcast partners you can find on sportsothp.com and click on the podcast partners button, but also you can check out Team Sports OTHP to have all the links to all the shows, because Dujanet, the Not Bland show, was great, and you can catch the VODs on Twitch as well. You can catch the VODs of the No Spots podcast also on Twitch if you want to see the visual side or the audio one as well. And Troy Evans from Facebook, I appreciate you still watching from Facebook, says, are they going to be in first place in the NFC after?
Oh, nice tackle.
And the answer is yes. We would be a 2-way tie with the Eagles in first place. So that would be really exciting. I know it's only 3 weeks in, but yeah, it's looking pretty good. I was thinking about the picks before this season, who had us at 2-1. And honestly, I wasn't there, but Champ, you did, and so did Hurt, and so did CP3. But all of us had us losing this game, mind you. Just some people had us beating the Buccaneers, right? So
I was the only one that believed that the Commanders would beat the Bengals.
but I'm talking about our before the season picks. I was looking at those. Yeah.
Right.
We
Yeah.
we all picked the L on that one. But
Sure.
but I agree. Last week you were the only one that picked it right on the show, and I always let people repick, every week, because it's not fair to be beholden to picks you do before you know anything about the season. But it is interesting to see, where we stand against it. And we're doing a lot better than I thought we were after week one. I'll put it that way. So
Yeah.
after week one, I was like, maybe 3 wins would be good on the season, and now we'll have, too, going into a tough game against the Cardinals, which before the season started, we all had as W's against the Cardinals, except for Arun, who had us going 1-3. But you had us going 3-1 after the next game with the Cardinals, so it'll be interesting to see how we do in that one, because I kind of feel differently about the Cardinals, especially how they played 2 weeks ago. But I think last week, maybe they showed some things on tape that we could take advantage of, when we match up. But again, we talked about it. It's gonna be such a short turnaround that I just feel like that's such a dangerous matchup for us. We have to fly home now, and then we're basically gonna walk through our drills and then fly right back out. I don't know how many days of hard practice you can even get in this scenario, because usually
Right.
Tuesday, if on a Monday night football game, is your off day. Wednesday's usually your walkthrough day, but I'm sure that they'll have to push it and have one day of real practice on Wednesday. Then Thursday's your walkthrough day. Friday's your travel day. Your Saturday, you're gonna have to be in Arizona getting ready. You know what I mean? So I think you get one real practice day in that scenario. But hopefully they'll be in a rhythm after this game and they won't need a lot of practice, and you hopefully just carry it forward. And sometimes that's good, sometimes it's bad, depending on the carryover effect, right?
Yeah, well, like I said, I think that the NFL kind of screwed us with the scheduling, having us play on the road Monday night, and then on a short week having to go and then travel almost cross country to face Arizona on Sunday. Even though it's a late afternoon game, it's still that could still be have an effect on this team. So it'll be interesting to see what they can do with that, but it's not a good scenario, honestly.
Right. Down the field. Oh,
It's
great
no, it's
defense.
incomplete. Incomplete.
Great defense, because he kind of forced him out of bounds with his body positioning. Watch this. So, see, if he hadn't been there, I think he could have got that in bounds,
Right.
He was drawing his whole momentum with him. So great coverage downfield to force that. Uh,
Benjamin St. Juice.
yeah, he's played really well tonight. So Joe Burrow is 28 for 36 for 311 yards and 3 touchdowns. So he's having a pretty good night. It's just we've been smart to try to take a lot of time off the clock and not give him too many chances. Ugh, it makes a first down here. 1st and 10, 53 seconds left in the game. They are marching down the field, but they're gonna have to put up 2 scores here pretty quick. And they're running out of time. But a nice route to the outside, got 2 feet inbounds, and a double tap and out. And so they find themselves in the 19-yard line here. Again, 53 seconds left in the game. Right now, Washington is up 38-26. Joe Burrow is going to have to start thinking end zone here just to be able to get one. And they do. Great coverage. He did not look back, though, but they didn't call it on him. Oh, they did. Did they? Or what is the call here? He never looked back.
Yeah,
So,
I think that's PI.
I mean, I thought they played him well. Oh, yeah. Also illegal touching, and it's a PI for sure. So, I mean, good body positioning. He just grabbed him,
And it happened in the end zone, so they're gonna be at the 1 yard line.
Yep. So 46 seconds left here. It's a first and goal situation. You just kind of have to sell out to try to stop the touchdown, because Cincinnati has one timeout left. So if you can stop them somehow, you can force them to use that last timeout. And ooh, good defense by St. Juice.
Absolutely. Against T. Higgins.
I know he's got a tough assignment right now. Back shoulder fade. A bit of a push off by T.
Yeah, but they were both very physical. That's why the
No,
refs didn't
I
call
know. That's
anything
why
on that
they're
one.
not gonna call that either way, because he initiated contact as much as our guy. So, um, all right, they've got 2 spread out wide to the left, and trying to running play here. Easy walk-in touchdown.
Wow.
Um,
Again, the run game has been absolutely on point for Cincinnati tonight.
Yep. So this makes it a 6-point game right now. With what do you do here? I assume you go. It doesn't really matter, right? I think you just go for one. Why would you chase
Yeah,
one?
yeah. The coach put up one, so they're gonna go for one here, and most likely it's gonna be an onside kick here. So they're gonna definitely have the hands team out there ready for that onside kick, and they can't. It was not gonna be a surprise. They have to declare it before they do it, which
Yes.
gives them the opportunity to have the hands team out there for it.
Right. Extra point is good. They are now down 5 points, 40 seconds left. Let's see how our defense can, our special teams can do, knowing the onside kick is coming here. Because they only have one timeout left, so they really don't have a choice, but to do that. So,
And
uh,
I think right here, look, that missed field goal there by McPherson might loom large here for Cincinnati, as
yeah,
well as that right there, where it was a clear pass interference that Chin got away with.
yeah, yeah. 2 point and the field goal. That's the difference in the game. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
exactly, because they would be tied if both of those plays went off their way.
Right. Why? I'm so confused about the play clock. Why was that not reset? Anyway. Now they are resetting it. All right, highest completion percentage in a single game for rookies in NFL history, minimum 20 attempts. Right now, Jaden Daniels, highest in Commanders franchise history. That's crazy. All right, gotta get the hands team on there and then kneel it. That's the goal.
Yep. All they need is one kneel down and it's over. Let's see. Here we go.
I'm sure they'll call their timeout to force a second kneel down, but you're right.
Oh wow, only four. This is his fourth onside attempt with none recovered.
Oh,
Give me that.
and there's a flag on the play. Interesting to see what they call us.
I think it might be against Cincinnati, which
I think it's an illegal shift because I'm not sure they all set correctly.
at which point this is ball game.
Yeah.
And again, for all you betting folks out there, if you took the over on 46.5, you just won. As well as if you took the Commanders as the underdog, you might have won big.
Yeah. Illegal formation. Yeah.
I'll add it to the end of the play. So yeah, that's gonna be it right there.
Yeah.
33 on the play on the game clock. So that's gonna be it. They're gonna go into the victory formation.
I think it's back to
And
39, but yeah.
Commanders are gonna get out of here 2-1.
Wow.
And
You
the
were
Bengals
right.
are gonna be 0-3.
Champ, you were right.
Listen, there's a reason why Sif, when we do predictions for pay-per-views, calls me the tribal chief.
There you go. I
There's a reason.
appreciate
No,
you.
yeah, he calls me the tribal chief, and he's my wise man. There's a reason. I believe in my team.
Uh, I mean, I like it too, but you have to understand based on not getting in the end zone last week, in Cincinnati, I just didn't think Cincinnati was bad enough to go 0-3, to be totally honest, It was more about that I thought Cincinnati would be coming strong than I didn't, than the Commanders.
I just had this feeling inside of me that there was gonna be that
Wow.
explosion.
Tonight, first game since 1940 with no turnovers or punts.
Wow, that shows you how efficient these offenses were in this game. That there were no punts or turnovers.
Wow.
Amazing.
Wow. That's crazy. It's a crazy stat. No punts, no turnovers. I'm so happy we have to cover this all game live.
That's great.
Yeah, this will be a cool one to have in the history book. So just want to give a quick little preview of the next two shows, and then we're gonna get out of here. Next episode is 349. We'll talk next week. And we'll obviously recap that game against the Cardinals, and we'll talk about the Ravens as well. And we might talk a little bit, just an update on how the baseball teams and how the soccer teams are doing. May even give an update to just how the standings are in. Tina, thank you for the 200 bits. Tina now goes over 5,000 lifetime bits, so now she gets a special 5K bit badge. She's our first person in the channel to get the 5K bit badge, so congratulations on that. And Bubbly24, welcome on in to the stream. We're just celebrating Jaden Daniels' huge victory on our watch party. And very excited to get that road victory. Next week we'll talk more Commanders. We'll talk soccer. We'll talk a little bit of baseball as well. And then we're going to take a week off. I'm going to be celebrating my 40th birthday a little bit early in a different country, so I won't be able to watch the Commanders that weekend. And so we'll take a week off the podcast, and then we'll come back the second week of October on the 14th, and there'll be the first Capitals game for us to recap. So we'll have the return of our Capitals roundtable to start the show. We'll do 30 minutes of that. We will also talk about the Baltimore versus Washington game. And this is kind of nice. I don't have to pick one of my two teams next week on the show, or the week before on the show, rather. So that'll be good. And so it'll be Baltimore versus Washington that we'll recap on that one, as well as we'll talk about some of the other sports, including how the baseball playoffs are rounding into form and things like that. And Benson's in chat. Our secondary is awful, but Jaden Daniels is better than our terrible defense. I agree. So welcome on in to Benson in chat. Interested Panda.
A couple quick stats from this
Yeah.
game against the Bengals. Washington had 22 first downs to Cincinnati's 25, but they were very good on third down, 5 of 9, and they had 357 total yards of offense. Yes, the Bengals was 6 of 11 on third down and had 396 yards of total offense, but a lot of that yardage came in junk time late in the fourth quarter when they drove down the field to get that score. But I think that Washington absolutely played a lot better offensively than they did last week. They were able to convert in the red zone, and Jaden Daniels was finally able to get a passing touchdown in his NFL career. And not only did he get one, he got 2 of them, including that big touchdown pass to Scary Terry late in the fourth quarter to really put the game out of reach. So I think that this is definitely a positive game for the Commanders. And I think this is going to give them some positive momentum, even on a short week, having to go on the road into Arizona to play the Cardinals, who are playing very up and down these first 3 weeks of the season. This secondary is definitely going to have to step its game up, going up against Marvin Harrison Jr. if they're going to have a chance to go to 3-1 to start off the season. So it's going to be very interesting. I think that the Arizona defense is very susceptible. I think that if you play balance with the run and use the play action pass, I think you can really put up a lot of points against this Arizona defense. But that secondary is going to have to step its game up because Marvin Harrison Jr. is something special. And you're going to definitely have to account for him as well as the legs of Kyler Murray if you're going to be victorious on a short week on another road game against this team.
All right. Wouldn't it be funny if we go to like an Eagles chat just to like spam the Commanders' big win or something? I was thinking about that. I know somebody's a huge Eagles fan, and now we could start something like we're tied with you for first now or something like that. That'd be hilarious. I'm just looking here to see if there's anybody else that I wanted to possibly raid into. One of my favorite Smash Brothers players is streaming right now. Hungry Box. We could raid him. We got some music streamers, some gamers that I know as well. It's a lot of different people that are on. Trying to see who I want to. Should we talk trash in Eagles group? Should we go to a music streamer? Or should we go to a Smash Brothers streamer? I'll let you choose, champ.
Go to the Smash Brothers streamer. I love
All right.
Super Smash Brothers.
I do too. I've never rated him. I'm a big time fan of his, and his name is Hungry Box. He's one of the greatest Smash Brothers players of all time. And me and my son got to see him compete live at Super Smash Con, and I know Benson and Adrian chat love Jigglypuff, and he's a big Jigglypuff main. And welcome to the Stream Scribe. I really appreciate you being here. Hopefully we'll get to see him streaming again soon. Thank you, Tina French. I'm super excited for the win. Again, go check out the No Spots podcast. I'll do the champ command again. Let me put the raid command in, And so the channel is follower or subscriber only chat on. Hold on. Let me, before we go there, I just want to see, is it maybe it's follower only chat, but he's worth following. But anyway, I don't know. I'm gonna change my mind. I don't like it when it's follower only. One, he already has.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
already has
I'm the same. I'm the same way. I had one of my biggest supporters, Hector, suggested a raid and used channel points for it, and they ended up being like follower only. And I had told him I gave him his points back and said, no, we're not doing that. Like, if you have to put on your channel follower only or even sub only on your chat, I'm not going to support you, because that's just taken away from potential other supporters joining your community. If the only way they can chat is if they follow you, that's but at the same time, I understand doing that because of the fact that Twitch has still not dealt with the little bots that come in the chat and post a little link about, hey, you want more followers, go here. So I get it. But at the same time, it's still very off-putting to me, at least, that people have follower only chats and things like that, you know?
Yeah, I agree. All right, so I'm gonna say we go visit my friend Drolo. Drolo has just got back from TwitchCon. Is an IRL friend of Liz's. She's usually a gamer. She's doing it just chatting stream right now, but talking about her experience. I really wanted to go to TwitchCon, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to see how her experience went. And it's a friend and it's somebody who's not like 1,000 people watching right now. So I think that would be a fun one. And let me do the raid and sub raid. So if you're sub to my channel, you can grab the raid command, and if you are sub to my channel, you can grab the sub raid. And we're gonna head over there with 9 viewers. I really appreciate everyone for tuning in and being a part of this really fun stream. Again, next week will be episode 349. We'll recap the Cardinals game, the Ravens game, the Cardinals versus Commanders, as well as the Ravens versus Bills game, and we'll talk a little bit of soccer and baseball and basketball as well. We're going to take a week off, and then we'll come back with our hockey season premiere. Also, it'll be our episode 350 spectacular, 350 podcast. So we'll celebrate that as well. So anyway, I hope that you guys all have a great night. Grab a raid call. We're going to head over right now. Thank you again, champ. I really appreciate you as always. Big victory for the Commanders, and we'll see you next week.
Go Genyo.